What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. I was just watching Charlie. Charlie expressed some confusion about the YouTube monetization, remonetization, demonetization practices. And fortunately, she can speak about this with uncertainty because that means she's never had to deal with it. And I truly hope no creator has to go through what I've had to go through. But I digress. I want to take some of the unfortunate knowledge I've been subjected to and share it with you so that you can have a better understanding of what the path for Amberlynn looks like. This is pretty much a flow chart, if you will, of what happens. Now, one of the most common questions I've seen people ask is what happens to your earnings that you were about to be paid? Now, keep in mind, YouTubers, at least in the States, we will get paid hopefully tomorrow. Any earnings that your channel has made once you're removed from the platform are kept. So your memberships are put on hold, your super chats are refunded, and any ad revenue you've generated is not yours. So you will not get a payment from a demonetized channel, even if you have spent the whole month accumulating earnings. Now, in my position, I have a second channel that was making income, so I was able to still keep all that income. Just the channel that was demonetized was specifically not generating income. So I received an email that basically said, you've been removed from the partner program. It's given an opportunity at that point to immediately appeal. Chantal, Amber, whoever goes through this will have that same exact appeal process. That appeal is generally done in the form of a private video, an unlisted video that you create that outlines why you feel you have not violated this practice, policy, guideline, whatever the case may be. In my case, my appeal video was not successful. So the end result of that appeal would have been two things. Number one, and this has happened to me in the past, this happened 2 years ago. They reinstate your monetization right away. We reviewed your content and found that you're not outside the guidelines. Have a great rest of your life. Or they say, you know what, we've reviewed this. We still think you're impeding on these practices, guidelines, terms of service, whatever the case may be. So what we're going to do is give you 90 days to go clear your channel of any violations in the past. Because if you have past violations, so if YouTube changes a policy and you have content that you created when the policy was not there, it is your responsibility to make sure that your channel is at the current standard. So you do, as a creator, need to go back and say, okay, all this content was fine when I made it, but it's not fine now. It's my responsibility to remove it. So you have to essentially go back, painstakingly clear your channel of any infraction, and then after the 90 days, you are given an opportunity to reapply. Now, I reapplied after 90 days. I believe November 3rd was the exact day. My application was declined. So at that point, I have my removal email. I have my initial decline. I attempt to get reinstated. I'm declined again. At that point, I have another window to appeal. So essentially, you go back to the beginning where you're making another unlisted video and you're saying, listen, these are all the steps that I've made. These are all the things that I've done in an attempt in good faith to operate under the terms of service, to remove these infractions. Going forward, I'm not going to do any of these things. My opinion is that my saving grace was that I was able to establish, even if you declined me initially, I've switched to long form content. I've switched to live content. I'm creating the images. I'm creating the audio. This image here, other than the photo of Amber, which is used for context of the topic, all the purple text, all the boxes, everything done by me. At that point, I was reinstated. Instantaneously, everything turned back on as if it was a light switch. Had I not been, it's my understanding the entire process would start back over again. But what I will offer is it's very, very vague. It's very vague. Now, I understand from the outside looking in, we can all use some common sense, some logic, look at Amber's content and say, obviously, it falls under these issues. But at the same time, and I've mentioned this multiple times, the challenge is not so much the content you've just created. The content is the lump of content that you've created, and having to go back and reassess what is or what isn't becomes the issue. That is very time consuming. That's why I said perhaps the best thing you could do would be to just simply remove all the videos, start over from scratch, and establish, listen, I understand I was breaking practices and policies, but I also made that content during a time in which guidelines had changed. I don't know how to discern what is good then, but is not good now. It really doesn't matter to me because I'm not making money off this content anyway. So what I've elected to do is completely wipe my channel, and I've started to make content that is focused on vlog specifically, holiday specifically, whatever the case may be. That would probably be the best way to go about it. I can tell you for me personally, it came at the expense of removing hundreds of videos, thousands of hours. If there's even the start of doubt. For those that asked where my initial removal came from in terms of monetization, shockingly enough, I for a while had a clip at the back of my videos. Much like most people have to start their videos, just a little compilation of clips, kind of a nice send off, an outro, if you will, no different than someone's intro. That got dinged for reused content. Believe it or not, there was a time where I was dinged for putting comments at the top comments from videos. At the tail end of my videos, where simply saying, here's the top comments from the last video. That got dinged. Now, I still have videos that do that, but I removed hundreds of them that had it, and I no longer do it. Let me end with this. This is not a linear path. It is most certainly not. I know if you go right now and you search, you're going to find tons of videos by tons of creators that say how to get your monetization back, how to do this, how to appeal that, what to do with this appeal, where to put this, what box. None of it. None of it really guarantees. The best thing that you can do as a creator is to understand the content you are making and the guidelines you have to follow. And even then, in all sincerity, even then, your best effort is still just an educated guess and may still result in you not being supported by the platform. It is a privilege to make income on this platform. It is not a guarantee. So no one should envy any creator in this situation. I speak from twice having to go through this practice. It is very, very tedious. It's nerve-wracking. It's anxiety-producing, but I guess in some cases, it is necessary. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. You know I'll be back as soon as I can with more commentary.